Hello, and welcome to CordeTV. Happy June. I'm not sure about you, but I'm like freaking out at the fact that it is already June. Like, I'm not sure where the last 5 months have gone. But, I think that kind of means that I'm having fun, so that's probably a good thing. Once again, outside, enjoying the beautiful backyard and the beautiful space. I think the alarm in the house next to us is going off, and that's why it is weird random noise. Also, I've come to realize how chirpy the birds are here in Michigan. Didn't realize that was much of a thing, and then, get chirped out. Listen to this. Listen to it. I mean, it's kind of awesome, but it's still just like, what? Like in Virginia, they kind of have stopped chirping at this point, so that's why it's kind of weird for me at this moment in time. So, it being June 1, and, being a new month and everything, I am going to talk to y'all about my, June goals, and, kind of y'all are going to be my accountability partners, I suppose, but I figure, if I'm, this intentional about putting them out on the internet, then, my ass is gonna get going, So I have my notes here just to make sure that I do not forget anything. And I'm gonna give y'all 3 of them, plus one that's not as measurable as the other ones. But yeah, so that's part of what makes up a goal in the first place, is they have to be smart, measurable, attainable. There we go. Attainable, reasonable, and then timely, so whether or not it can be based on time. So obviously for this one, by July 1, I want to have all of these goals done. So I want to talk to you all a little bit about them. So the first one, and the most important one for me right now, is to launch my program. And by that, it also means that I obtain at least one client to go through the offer that I'm developing right now. So I actually hired a business coach, and she's taking me through a really awesome process, and I absolutely love it. And so that's my thing. Is I know that through this program, I'm gonna have to do my launch, and so that's so this one especially is one, some goals are so monumental and so big, and this is not a monumental goal, but it's still a large enough goal to the point where I have to break it down into smaller, more measurable pieces, and that's kind of where this program is helping me out. And I've been working on it for the last 4 weeks, and so I'm really, once that gets out and ready to go, I'm really excited to share that with you guys, and it'll be awesome. So one of my goals is to have at least one client by the time I check back in July. So July 1, I keep doing it. July 1, I want to have at least one client. So that's really going to push me work-wise to get my booty going and to take a crap ton of action, whether or not I want to do it, and feeling that fear and moving through it. So the next one is my coaching certification. I've gone through my 3rd module, which is the last live module. So now it's on the tail end of the certification. I've got a couple more weeks with my peer coach, a couple more weeks with my peer client, but there are a few, not programs, but workbooks and things I've got to do and classes to catch up on, so I really understand and know the material for my oral test, exam, whatever, that I'm going to take in probably August, and then I have a couple mentor sessions, so it's everything else is planned except for these workbook things and those other classes, and so actually it's a little bit more than I thought there was going to be. And so that's one of my things for June, as well as I really, really want to get those things done and get those things moving, and just get to July and be okay, all I have left are these few more sessions and scheduling the exam, and that's all I have done. I mean, how much of a relief would that be? And again, that's one of those things that there's, probably 5 to 8 assignments. I don't really know how many that I'm gonna have to get done by the time July rolls around, and so I have to break those down, piece by piece. And these workbooks, they're not I think I'm just procrastinating because it's a 4-hour long thing. So breaking even the workbook up into whatever sections that it's got going on is probably going to be a good thing for me. And then the next one is not as business related, but I've like noticed that I've kind of been somewhat like mentally blocked on a lot of things with the business and like what's going on with it. And so I've decided though, and I've been meaning to do this for a while as well, is that like doing some spring cleaning in the summertime and tidying up all of my stuff. So for those of you who haven't heard of the concept of tidying, it comes from the life-changing magic of tidying up, and it's this concept of, you know, touching literally every single thing that you own and then deciding whether or not it brings you joy and then getting rid of it otherwise. So it's kind of a minimalist mindset sort of a thing, but not exactly. It's more just making sure that you surround yourself with things that make you happy and bring you joy and like are very cheerful. So my thinking is that, you know, if I get rid of all of these pieces that don't exactly bring me joy, then it'll actually unblock me mentally from some of the things that I've been experiencing, which is pretty freaking awesome to me. So inherently, indirectly, it kind of touches the business, so that's really awesome to me. So yeah, those are my 3 like tangible, measurable goals that I have. But there is one practice in particular that I want to try to practice in June, and that is practicing my presence. So practicing my presence, and for more than just a couple of reasons, and just in the different areas of my life. And like when I'm alone, I'm generally in my thoughts, generally thinking about the future, you know, and so being present in that moment and not thinking about the future, and that, you know, that's meditation when I'm by myself. But in the case of my relationships, like the guy that I've been seeing, being present with him and realizing that, like, you know, I might be a future thinker, but we are what we are right now, and that's what matters. And keeping in that present mindset and that present moment to make sure that I'm there and present and thinking about what we are at this moment in time. And then even in the case of my my familiar relationships and my friendship relationships, is like being present and listening and being there for those conversations, rather than, you know, thinking about the other thoughts, and really like objectively listening to these people, because that's something that we all like really want and need as humans, is to just be freaking heard. And honestly, that's why coaching is awesome. And another thing about the presence is that me practicing my presence in my everyday life will actually help me have more presence in my coaching sessions, which just makes me better at my craft. And so I really have to be really aware for that one, but it's not necessarily a measurable goal, but it's definitely something that I want to practice up until July. So yeah, I really appreciate you guys listening to me ramble on, having me talk off your ear about all of my different goals for June. So yeah, the action item for this video is I want you guys to comment and tell me about 3 goals, 3 specific, measurable, attainable, reasonable, and timely goals by July 1. Can y'all do it? Let's hope so. Y'all have a great week.